G'day, I'm Cocksy, and I'm diagnosed with terminal illness. I've got renal cell carcinoma, which is kidney cancer. Been given 2 years left to live, and so far I've made it past that, so we're on a good road. Let's talk a little bit about doctor-patient relationship and how it should be, how it is, or how I feel about it. Now, to start off of the doctor's surgery, just let's have a look at the makeup of it. And this is just my opinion from sitting in a lot of doctor's surgeries and a lot of GPs, oncologists, spinal surgeons, people I've seen. There's a desk and it's in a corner, and there's a chair for you that's at the end of that desk. It's not him on that side or her on that side and you on this side facing each other. And then in front of them they've got a computer. And then to your side you'll have your support crew, your wife, your siblings, your family, friends that want to know the information that's coming from the doctor and be part of the whole deal. And further down that chain they go, the more they're looking at the doctor's back. It's just how it works. And I'll put a bit of thought into this, that is it for them to be safer that they don't have to become so emotionally involved with you, because at any moment they can turn their shoulder away from you, not look at you and type on the computer, whether they're looking at the computer or anything. There is stuff on there that's important to my appointment, which will be looking at some scan results or my blood results or bits and pieces. That's fair enough. But just think about the way, if you're a doctor or you're a patient, either, just have a look at how they're set up, at how it feels for you and how it feels for them. It just never feels like you have an equal part in the conversation, that you're kind of, to me, just in there for X amount of time and then you're pushed out the door and they've got someone else to see. And that is the case. I've been my longest wait in a waiting room is 57 minutes. I got nearly to the hour, just 3 minutes shy of it. So that's one way of looking at it. Now, when you're in there and you're in that position, how does that make you feel about asking questions and who's the boss? Now, the doctor, the way he makes me feel or she makes me feel is that they're the boss and they are the knowledgeable person in the seat of power with the screen in front of them, which reads that I'm in control of this room and of you and of what's going on. My basic is that I've got questions to ask and I get to the end, I've forgotten to ask them because they've brought other stuff up or whatever it is. So my support person is there and my extra support person is there to remind me of those questions or to have them written down on paper. And they can get a feeling of they're not very welcome in that thing of the position they're sitting in and not really part of the conversation, which becomes just between myself and the professional. So looking at that, when I was told that you've got a tumour on your back and it's this big and it's right next to the spinal cord and this, that and the other. Oh, can we operate on that? No, definitely you can't operate on it. And you find out like a year and a half later after 2 lots of radiation that there's running out of options. Let's have a look at operating on this, through a phone call. You go, well, hold on, you said we couldn't. Oh, we can look at it now. And you go to another professional and we're in the same situation, same desk, same situation. And he goes, why didn't you come to me earlier? This is operable. And he's a specialist in that sort of surgery. And you go, because that other person told me I wasn't able to have surgery, that this wouldn't be operable. And he's confused, I'm confused, and I put it down to like a builder. You hire a builder to do your building, but you need the pipes in for the plumbing and you need the wires in for the electrical. The builder doesn't do that. He gets an expert electrician, plumber, and they talk to each other and it actually happens really well and it all gets put in together. Whereas some of these professionals don't seem to be talking to each other. Like the oncologist definitely didn't go to a specialist spinal surgeon to say, hey, have a look at this scan. Here's the guy's information. Here's his age. Here's what he does. Can you have a look at operating this at the start? And since then I got 2 radiations and some other drugs, and the radiation has now ruined the tissue to the point where the guy who does the operation says, if I cut you, I don't think that tissue is going to heal back up because I've got so much radiation. Radiation ruins the skin tissue and it won't heal. And I'm going to put you out of the water and you may only have 6 or so months left to live. I don't want you in that position. So come to me when there's nothing else left, when you've explored every other option and I could put you out of action. So just, now it's an option I don't have. Now my only option is, fingers crossed and hoping this trial drug that I'm on works.